So I started quilting my sunflower table runner, and I didn't really film a lot of it. I've been dealing with migraines for the last week or so. So I decided I probably should film something. So I have my background done for the center of the sunflower. I did a little bit of quilting on the side sunflowers, and then I just need to finish stitching in the ditch. I'll probably do the center of the sunflower. I have a really cool digitized design I can use for the center, and then I'll probably do all of these free motion just with probably a little swirl that goes out. I will probably do a computerized design in all the sashing and the black border. I'm finished with all the background fills. I almost took this out because I really didn't like it. It takes me a while to warm up sometimes, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it. And that's kind of what it's looking like. And these are just some kind of heart fill that I did. And then this one turned out much better on this side. Like I said, it takes me a while. I don't do a lot of freehand quilting anymore. And so sometimes it takes me a while to get back in the saddle, I guess. So I think I am going to do the borders next. I have a border design that I digitized, and I want to try it out on this little tiny border and see how it works out. I'm getting ready to try out this border design that I digitized, and it's very small. I mean, this is a 1-inch border, and this is kind of what I wanted it to look like. So we're going to give it a try. Start over here and then end over there. And this quilt is not much bigger than this. Probably it goes to the bottom right here, but I can't fit the whole thing in my frame, so I'm only going to do partial, and then I'll move it up and do the rest of it, and then I'll do the sashing. Well, it's almost impossible to film the design on the front on the black, so I thought I'd let you look at it on the back, and that's what it looks like. So I think it turned out okay. It's probably a little tight for this little area, but I think it'll be fine. I actually did a better job of getting it where I wanted to on the sides and the top than I did on this side. Other long armors, do you match the back and then match the top thread? Or like I did, you use the same color in the bobbin as you do on the top? I always use the same color. I don't really care if the back has, multiple colors on it, but somebody else may care. It just seems like it would be a lot of work. I saw a discussion on a Facebook group, and there was a lot of quilters that said that they change it to match the back, and I thought, man, you're going to have, to mess with your tension a lot to get it. Like, I've been messing with my tension on this. Most of the time it's really easy, but sometimes you get certain fabrics that just don't want to behave, and these are both batiks, and batiks are famous for not doing what you want. So, I've been fussing with the tension a little bit. I just couldn't imagine trying to get it perfect so you wouldn't see the thread as it, came up. The quilt is all done, and here's what it looks like. Here's the quilting. So I'm getting ready to cut it off. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off the frame. Grab my scissors. All right, there it is. I think it looks really pretty. Here's the back. Looks pretty good. Didn't have too many problems. All right, I'll see you when I get the binding on. So here's my finished sunflower table runner. And I put this decorative stitch on the binding. And I washed it and I didn't block it, so it's a little wavy on the border because this made it a little bit stiffer, so it wants to lay a little weird, so I need to re-wet it and block it, but I wanted to show you what it looks like after it's been washed. And I washed it because this was really stiff after I did it, and I wanted it to see if it would soften up, and it did. So I think it looks really beautiful. This is what the quilting looks like after it's been washed. I think it looks really pretty. Even the part I hated looks better. Oh, that's on this other side. Yeah, even this looks better, and I didn't really like this part. But so the decorative stitching, it's definitely not perfect. It was my first time trying this. I mean, it doesn't look awful, but it took me like an hour or so to put that on there, and I think it looks pretty. I just like to try different things and see, see what happens. And I think that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's mine. And I think it looks really beautiful on my dining room table. And here's the back. Even the back looks pretty. There's all the quilting. So yeah, the only complaint is that, it's kind of waving a little bit on the borders, but I know I can block it and get it to lay flat if I want to do that. I might not, who knows.